The past that I vowed to never hunt me, to never identify me, has done just what I feared. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. For that I chose to continue subsisting. See all the beauty in the world. However hue hits your eyes like the fleeting breeze of fresh air from the ocean. See the grass, the animals, the people. See how they live a life of their own, facing different challenges, problems, yet life remains a perfect embodiment of the harmony between good and bad. It's amazing how the world allows so much pulchritude to a point of seeming perfection, yet it still leaves some things left in the dark, vulnerable, and miserable. How life seems to be so great for others, how I see all the colors of life, yet restricted to feel their vibrance. Out there is a God who has this life in his palm. Was I born with a curse that disabled me to relish what life has to offer? What has happened to the delusion I used to call hope? For that, I believe that there is more to the crosses that we all bear than just mere hardship. I know full well the consequences of my actions and the fruits of my labor. My life in the present is fairly copacetic and better. Better than the life that I lived a long time ago. An epoch that stretches from the vaguest far-flung reaches of bad youth and bad parenting. Mothers are played to be pure and perfect. Mine was not. I could not blame her. The youth she had was cut short, for she had me to be responsible of. It all started one hazy night. It is man's nature to shun the unfamiliar. Yet it was a stranger who purloined my mother's chastity. He ruined their future the moment he filled her with his juvenility. My bastard of a father was too kinky to keep whatever he had in his pants. Too stupid to think of what would happen. Too dumb to know the likelihood of me. See how my conception was not the result of love. Love or any adjacent feeling thereof. I was born without affection. I was born without purpose. Thankfully they stuck together is what people would say. But when a relationship becomes toxic enough, it will actually be healthier just to end it. They started so naive, and I get how they did this all for the love for me, but it just never worked out. I never felt their love. I knew it was there, but I never felt it. People say that the most significant people in your life could be reduced to symbols, tchotchkes that represent their love. I have read Edith Tempo's Bonsai, but violence was all the symbol of love I had. Cigarettes, liquor, knives, fear, and guns are what I associate love with. These are my bonsais. They were too blind, too disabled by their vices to express the love they had for me. Their youth was cut too short that all had to be blamed on me. My parents were real hypocrites. I remember being forced to read the Bible, and all I could hear was that sound of self-righteous assertions, babbling fruitless words. I remember how they used to say that they loved God, yet they failed to obey Him. They drink, they squander, they fight. I cannot stand how each passing day weighs down heavier and heavier than before. How each time I hear their dissension, I just hope to be drowned just to stop my hearing. How each time my mother drinks a cigarette and my father nuts himself with alcohol, I feel so vulnerable because I know that they could hurt me. And I know that there's still a parent within them, My father, for instance, got all the chances to prove his worth to me, but he never did. He never neglected me. He never abandoned me, but just one day, news reached to me that my father had been killed. I knew my father was a horrible man, but he was still my father. His nights of hallucination have come to a commencement. Murder is what it has concluded to be. I couldn't blame the vigilantes. The depression was not enough for my father to stop. Day by day, he got worse and worse. This may all have been a blessing in disguise. I mean, what could have happened to me when it continued? Although the succeeding days had not turned out well for my mother, she stuck in a limbo of subversive intoxication and mourning. She's thrown away the cigars in favor of the alcohol, the serving of which is more than what my father usually takes. What nameless void has my mother stumbled herself into? Shouldn't she be happier now that there's no one to ruin her womanhood? No one to hurt her, no one to threaten her death? Why? Why does this matter to her? Why does she lament the death of the man that destroyed her future? The man that drenches himself in alcohol every night. The man who induces hallucinations to oblivion. The man that slaps her when she vexes him. Does he actually matter to her? I cannot provide sound answers to those inquiries, nor could I ever hope of obtaining such. For when I roused from one slumber one morn, I saw to my uttermost horror her dead body and the raked arm. Blood painted the spot of her demise. I was struck by an arrow too hard to tank. My mother successfully did what my father never did and failed. She abandoned me. Mothers are the light of the home. Why has this light doused itself in alcohol, leaving me in the dark? Why did she choose to abandon me? Now when I needed her the most, she's gone. The past that I vowed to never hunt me, to never identify me, has just done what I feared. For restless are my nights in which I struggle to sleep just to forget that happened. The past haunts me. For present are these objects whenever I fail to stop relieving what happened. The past identifies me. I'm so sick of these damn bonsais, these monuments of the dregs that my parents have become. These memories that my past has engraved in me. How can they say they love God when they fail to follow His will? Their God is a lie. Their God is not the Almighty, but these bonsais, these proverbial manifestations of humanity's spectacular limitedness, these false symbols of love and control. Their God is not my God for sure, although I could not truly say that. If my God is dissimilar to theirs, then why do I keep these bonsais? Why do I use them in times of distress? Why do I even associate myself with such idols of iniquity? Why do I have to be so lost carrying this heart? This heart full of hatred, this heart full of unforgiveness, this heart full of confusion, confused about my direction, confused about my destiny in life, confused about my purpose in the world. I could scarcely conjecture for how I still live nonetheless. Well, all that changes now. All that I love, I fold over once, and once again, May this note be safe. Not that I am actually expecting for anyone to find it. I just want to leave my last mark on the world, the remnant of a being, an epitaph of what once was, the symbol of the love I have for the life that never loved me back. This broken mind, creating my last and very own bonsai.